Welcome back to the show, everybody. We got a great one for you. XRP price is absolutely on the move, up over 60% on the 7-day. That's right. We're definitely talking about that. Then we're going to talk about some news about, is LL Cool J just bought into some XRP? We're going to get into that. And then we're also going to talk about the former FDIC. That's right. The former FDIC chair and what she's got to say about CBDCs and tokenized stocks. Let's roll that beautiful intro.
This is Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Subscribe for new content notifications. Now, here's Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow me on Twitter at @BackUpBradleyAbove at the top of the screen and everything that we're talking about here today. Looking at the market this morning, it's back on the move. We're looking at well over $1 trillion for the cryptocurrency market cap collectively. Bitcoin is at $36,787.75. They're up 13.81%. Ethereum right now at $1,603.43. It's up 18.75. All of these are on the 7-day. And looking at number 4 spot, who was at number 5 this morning, but back up at number 4 spot is XRP at 40 cents right now at 0.4078, and we're up 57 plus percent right now on, and it was actually at 42 cents just a second ago, and we were up over 60%. It's been flirting back and forth. Wow, that is impressive resilience by XRP and the market, regardless of the SEC lawsuit and the many other class actions that are out there currently. Hopefully this mess gets cleared up sooner rather than later, and I think it will. We're going to look at some information here in just a second that's encouraging. So here we see 41 cents right now is 0.4164, and it is a beautiful sight. It is hard charging right now on the Fiat Links chart. Let's start right here today. So we have some news. New crypto VC fund attracts Wall Street billionaires and LL Cool J. Yeah. Don't call it a comeback. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, so if we go down here, what do we see? None other than Glenn Hutchins and his son James have a capital crypto fund with a marquee list of investors, including hedge fund billionaire Paul Tudor Jones and Raj and Indra Nooy, and let's see, the later being the former CEO of Pepsi Company, and James Todd Smith, better known as LL Cool J. Well, you can't help but wonder if he bought into some XRP, if he's in a venture fund with Glenn Hutchins and his son James. So Glenn, full disclosure, says that he's more invested into the picks and axes, the picks and shovels behind the actual tech, where James is absolutely invested in those things as well, I believe, but heavily invested in the crypto assets themselves. So very interesting to see what will come of that. Remember, just the other week we saw Soldier Boy was looking to get XRP, couldn't figure out why he couldn't. Now let's go here. Shout out to Michael Val 5 Links. Shout out to Dave Starr. Shout out to Bond Crypt and DJ Peter Vest, Jesus Tejero, XRP Crypto Wolf, Michael Val 5 Links, and so many others. XR men, XRP men, all of you. I'm very appreciative of each and every one of you. So checkmate. China's grand plan has 3 prongs: leverage its collective national and commercial influence, ride on Africa's mobile payment success story, and use its over 50% smartphone market share in Africa to distribute DCEP. Now, this is interesting because we know that China has been out front and looking to excel in what is known as the crypto race or the 4th industrial revolution. And, you know, this to me, I have said many times on the channel, is extreme pressure on the rest of the world, certainly here domestically in the States, to get everything hammered out and release a unified framework that works collectively with the overlapping regulatory regimes to allow the innovation to take off. And I don't believe we're going to be too far away from it because, again, this is China, and China doesn't need U.S.'s approval for anything. Again, here to remark here, China's central bank is partnering with SWIFT on a new joint venture. This ties hand in hand of what I just said, right? They are continuing to move forward because they're not inhibited by the lack of regulatory clarity. And I don't believe for a second that the U.S. is confused about what it needs to do. I believe that the right people are coming in with the administration change, and they have the kind of background. If those people that have been cited actually take the helm at those agencies, you're going to see, I believe, probably, an amazing swift move by those regulatory heads to release a unified framework. I really do believe that. Now, going forward here, crypto giant Grayscale just bought $38 million worth of Ethereum on behalf of institutional investors. I want to highlight here, that's not you and me. Did you catch that part? Institutional investors. This is the kind of money we want to see move into this space, because we've been early enough to get a position, hopefully you have, before the institutional money begins to move in. And if not, obviously, then you're on a plan to accumulate. And that's a great thing too, because I think if there's one thing to take a hold of, is it's how early we are in this space. And we have seen things move greatly in this space. We've seen assets soar massive amounts of percentages, but the reality is, overall, as a collective of this space, hardly anyone knows about it still. So it's very much headed to the masses with the PayPals and the Visa news we talked about yesterday, understanding the back end, what we covered this morning about the DTC settling clearinghouses, quadrillions of dollars worth of derivatives and securities. The front and back end is coming together rather quickly. You're going to see some information of that in just a second. PayPal CEO Daniel Schulman spoke about PayPal's crypto plans. These plans include investing in a business unit dedicated to crypto services. Well, the long and short of this is, damn, we made a ton of money and we're about to get a whole new division set up here to just handle it, because we can see the exponential growth because of it. And that's why we had Visa swing in yesterday and say, hey, not so fast, PayPal. We're going to do it too. And that's the best kind of news we could have. And so is this stuff here that we're hearing. Federal Reserve says nature of money and payments is changing in increasingly digital environment. Now, this is not a YouTuber. This is not a podcaster. I'm just reporting what they're saying. This is where very key, because you can understand this piece of information. And most of what we talk about here, we speculate a ton, but we're also speculating on grounded information that we find. And this is a narrative that's now being carried by the Federal Reserve. We're just reporting on it. Now, to add to that, this is the former head of the FDIC. Yeah, might want to remember her. Now, thanks to Rod Hop, who sent me this, who's amazing. He's an original Hall of Famer, first ever meetup. And hope you and your family are doing well, Rod. I want to play this clip for you of the former head of the FDIC laying down to you what went on. And the conversation is over the GameStop and the Wall Street bets and AMC Entertainment and the stock and what took place there. And regardless of what you believe happened, just listen to what she says is the solution here, because that's the amazing part, okay? Now, let me just get this to where we can pull this back here. Here we go. Let's listen to the whole piece.
Antiquated, are we talking about what essentially Robinhood argued yesterday in this blog post, and that is settlement periods are too long, or is it something bigger?
Well, I think that's one part of the solution. I think you need other things. We need higher margin requirements. We need restrictions on rehypothecation, which is the ability to keep reposting, borrowing and reposting collateral in these chains that can be very hard to untangle. I think, easy monetary policy has inflated stock asset values. It's also made it really cheap to borrow to buy on margin. And so smaller and smaller amounts of money are chasing these inflated stock prices and moving prices and creating the volatility. So I think that's the core part of the problem. But assuming there's volatility there, then you have this 2-day settlement process, which leaves, the DTCC or other clearinghouse significantly exposed to counterparty failure
And I just made the video this morning. She's talking about the DTCC and the counterparty failure and the 2-day clearing. what I just talked to you about. If you haven't watched the morning video, please watch the morning video. In fact, I'll try to post that at 10 minutes in the upper right-hand corner as a drop down. At 10 minutes, I'll try to make a mark of that for the video. And if you haven't watched it, watch it. It's about the DTC changing over to distributed ledger technology so they can get and eliminate the issues, the very issues that Sheila Bayer is talking about here. Let's keep listening.
The stock is so volatile. And yeah, I think the technology is there to do this in real time. And I think we need to go to that. That would create take a lot of instability out of the system. And it would help the smaller brokerages like Robinhood survive. Now they're still facing this large, financial intermediary that's making a margin call, legitimately so. Then they're having to go to, big financial institutions or others to borrow. And so if you really want to democratize this stock trading process, yeah, I think I would put T+2 high on my list of things to eliminate.
Yeah, Vlad did say no reason why the greatest financial system in the world has ever seen can't settle trades in real time.
Talking about settling trades in real time, how do you do that? Well, you have to have a CBDC and you have to have tokenized stocks. And then you're going to have some neutral bridge asset, I don't know, like XRP, to settle these things back end. Listen to where this conversation goes.
Yeah.
Practically speaking, how long would that take to change?
Well, this has been around forever. And it's really the SEC is in the driver's seat. Gary Gensler knows a lot about distributed ledger technology, which could be one of the ways to accomplish this.
Now, she's clearly aware how to answer and field this question. Gary Gensler's got the background, and distributed ledger technology is one of the ways to accomplish this. How the hell she know that?
So it's really, if the SEC wants to accelerate it, I think they can. There's a lot of people who are vested in the current system.
If the SEC wanted to accelerate it, I think that they can. This is the former head of the FDIC telling you they can make this happen. The SEC and Gary Gensler can put this ball into motion. You catching all of this?
2-day float benefits some people. So, they're going to have to give that up. And then if you disintermediate the clearinghouses eventually, that's going to cause some disruption potentially as well if it's not handled right. So
Well, now she talks about the fallout and the spillover shocks of switching over to such a system like DLT to be able to settle these things. And then she makes the point also that some people were actually, comfortable with the old system because they need that 2-day float. Yeah, you know what that is. That's a company or a business or a financial institution that's doing Peter to pay Paul, and they're using money, and the electric bill check got into the water bill, and then the water bill got into the electric check. I sent it all off, and then I paid rent with it. This is a shuck and jive is what we're talking about, and everybody's got to give that up, as she said. Keep listening.
There are institutional forces working against this, but I really think now is the time for the SEC to step up and take it on.
There's institutional forces working against this. And dollar to a donut, it's those institutions that need that 2-day float, isn't it?
Yeah, just to dig into that a little bit more, Sheila, I mean, when you do talk about that technology, are we talking about something like blockchain?
Yes, we are. Where have you been? It's halftime. We're down 2 touchdowns, and the ball's going that way.
Well, I think I would say distributed ledger. And
okay.
So blockchain's kind of got this, which is kind of the same thing, but it's got this pejorative. But yeah, the ability to use new technology to let buyer, to do this real time, to transfer the stock, transfer the money at the same time directly between buyer and seller. I mean, that's the whole idea. And in full disclosure, I am on the board of a company, one of the many companies is trying to develop a use case in this area. But I think the technology is here, and I hope the SEC, whoever does it, or maybe the Fed could do it. If we had a CBDC, a central bank digital currency, you could digitize, the cash part of the transaction, then you can digitize the stock, and again, just eliminate the intermediary and eliminate this 2-day lag.
She just described exactly how XRP will work when you have everything tokenized. You get yourself a CBDC. The Fed could even do that. Or who knows, maybe they'll just use something like a supplement, which could be the USD coin that just went onto the Stellar network. I'm fine with that. I own Stellar too. Look, all I'm saying is this lady is the former chair of the FDIC, and she's telling you, she's not trying to field these things and I don't know what they are. She's like, oh, no, let's not think blockchain. Let's think distributed ledger technology. Yeah, let's not think blockchain because people think Bitcoin. Let's think DLT because now we're getting more into the neighborhood of, a XRP talk, right? Without her actually saying it. But you and I both know that something's got to be a bridge between that CBDC and that tokenized stock. Come on in. Now here, this builds to the narrative that things are just going, and it is a vocal cryptocurrency advocate, Senator Loomis, has been appointed to the U.S. Senate Banking Committee. That's going to help. This development has been perceived amongst many in the industry as significant progress towards greater adoption of digital currencies. And while all of that's going on, don't forget that this is a global issue, just like we talked about a little earlier. And this is with China pushing and creating their own narrative and pressure against the rest of the world. We know that SBI is an early investor in Ripple and XRP. They have made their voice very loud and clear during this time with the SEC lawsuit. A subsidiary of Japan-based financial services company SBI Holdings said Thursday it will allow customers to lend the XRP cryptocurrency in return for interest. Come on in, creating more use cases for XRP through lending over in Japan out of SBI. It says here in the article, subsidiary Japan-based financial firms SBI, according to an announcement, the group's crypto exchange SBI VC Trade XRP lending is available from today with a lending period from 84 days, the minimum loan amount being 1,000 XRP at around $389 at the time of writing, to a maximum of 100,000 XRP at about $38,900, and that's gone up a bit since this morning. And interest described as a usage fee is fairly meager, 0.1 per annum and including tax. So that's where they're at now. SBI VC Trade was launched in 2018, focused initially on trading XRP. SBI has a business relationship with Ripple, blockchain payments firm closely associated with XRP. So then it goes on to talk about the other things. We don't need to cover that. But all I'll say is that you got China pressing on. You got Japan continuing to create use cases and continuing to work with Ripple and XRP specifically, which is very, very key in support of the asset. All of this while we're seeing an administration change in the market regulators and the agencies that I believe if Dr. Brummer gets in there at the CFTC, Gary Gensler confirmed at the SEC, I believe we could see the unified framework come out that we so desperately need for this system to take off, both front end to consumer and back end to wholesale. So that's going to do it for me. Guys, make sure you go and check out Link2. Download the free app. It is private investing made simple. And they have great stuff. They have Ripple, but only if you have purchased it before, because there's only so much of it at this point. They have Acorns, Marqueta's just replenished up there. You can get SPVs of that. Uphold is there, Kraken, and Link2 SoFi is out right now. Upgrade and Blockchain Co-Investors is like a real estate REIT, but for blockchain companies. So you invest in that, and they invest in the other group of companies and projects that they think are worthy of investing in. So make sure you check those out, download the free app, and join the community. And that's going to do it for me. Hit the like, subscribe, leave a comment below, share with somebody you know. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Ladies and gentlemen, I Trust Capital is the best crypto and gold and silver IRA in the business, bar none. Make sure you check that out in the link in the description as well. I'll catch all of you on the next one.